Dude, Wisdom versus Void. You're getting fucked, boy.
No.
No. Okay, let us start. So welcome everybody to our orientation meeting. The goal of this meeting is to just get everybody on the same page as to like what the heck you're doing here, what the heck this group is up to, and what some of the expectations are, some of the changes that we're making this tier. If you've been here before, we're making some changes, so there's a little bit of content for everybody, but the goal really is to just get everybody on the same page so we know what's up, we can talk to each other and understand one another. So let's get to it. Welcome to Wisdom. Welcome to Wisdom Rating. I am so excited for those of you that have decided to join us. This team is something that means quite a bit to me. We are a hodgepodge, weird team of doctors, teachers, people that work in retail, AI, startups. We've got bankers. We've got people from New York, New Jersey. We've got people from Southern California. We've got a
Don't forget the
growing
teachers.
are here too. We've got a growing community of Chileans in the guild, which is wonderful to see. We have Canadians and we even have Texans. So
Yeah.
and you know, I was discussing this with some leaders before, and just kind of talking about our team. I think like we don't talk about it much because like don't do that, but you know, we have a good sense that we're all over the place in terms of like politically. There's people that are like doing things differently in terms of religious practices, but my point is that you're brushing shoulders with a group of people and learning about a group of people that you probably wouldn't have otherwise if it weren't for this team. And some of them are super cool. So there's a lot of opportunity here to have a cool community and to do something cool together. So I'm excited to get started. I'm calling this Void Rift March since there's 3 different raids that we're going after. So let's just move on. What are we about as a team? What we do? So
So I'll jump in for 1 second. By being here, you have made a wise choice.
Thank you.
Calthea, can you smack him?
There we go, I did it.
Diving, it's dangerous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By being here, you show a high wisdom stat.
Yes. So at the top here, our goal is to get CE as soon as we can for everybody that's on the team that wants to get it. And so this is a bit of a, as far as mythic bosses are concerned, it takes about 1,000 pulls plus, you know, give or take 200 every tier. So this is something that, you know, it takes a while, takes some effort, and we will be putting that in on a consistent basis throughout the entire tier. We decided as a leadership team to impose a little bit of an upper limit on this goal because that goal is a little nebulous, right? It could be anything from where we're at to race to world first. So we'd like to this tier shoot for 23rd on the server, top 1,100 world rank. That's not, at least it's not a cap like for us entirely for our entire lives, but this is like something that we would love to hit this tier. And we decided to implement this more concretely through something that we're lovingly dubbing the Guild Prey system, where this is actually, 2-Day Raiding Guild is actually a real guild on our server. So we decided to set a target on their backs arbitrarily, and our prey target here is Elusive. They, if you look at their history, they've finished top 1,000 world. They've been top 1,100. They bounce around every tier. But what's something that they are consistent with is they typically are leading the way. They're a little bit ahead of us, but we'd like to be the premium 2-Day Raiding Guild. We don't want these guys and their branding to be successful. And so something to make this even a bit more real is Caligon was in the DMs with the GM of this guild, and basically, boil it down for you, they said bring it on. They'd love to see us come at them. So we think just a little friendly rivalry there would be something kind of fun to take a look at throughout the tier. And then, you know, maybe next year we can set our sights on something a little bit different, but we'll see how it goes. This is really important. I can't emphasize this enough, but this goal here, I'm going to leave it up on the screen. You know, this is what makes us a team. If you are here and you have a different goal, like is just something that's much more important to you, whether it be cosmetics or parsing or, you know, what have you, which are like totally fine goals to have. But if those are your most important goal and you're willing to sacrifice the team's goal for your goal, then we're not a team, right? So this is what makes us a team. So just make sure that you connect with this goal on some level, and you're willing to help with that, and then we are a team, and that's a big deal. Then we can actually communicate with one another, we can understand one another, and we can problem solve together, and that's the cool part about it. Cool. So moving on, how we do it, as far as like this is like our values structure. Continuous improvement, right? We are never complacent as far as where we are. Last expansion, we picked up CE every single tier. Congratulations to the team and everybody that contributed to that. A lot of them are here and still here, and that's super cool. However, you know, there's still room to grow, and I think a lot of us would like to even finish a little bit sooner, do things a little bit more efficiently, a little bit more smoothly, maybe have a little bit more fun along the way. These are all aspects in which we can grow, and so having a little bit of humility and being willing to figure out how we can each grow as individuals is a big part of who we are as a culture. Team first as well. You know, sometimes what you want and what's best for you as an individual is unfortunately not what's best for the team. So being willing to take a step to the side, and it's a give and take, right? So like every relationship is sometimes, so being willing to do what's best for the team sometimes is a big part of our culture. I see everybody on our team doing that all the time. And would like to congratulate you guys for that. But just so that those of you who are new know, this is a big part of who we are. We're not selfish on this team at all. I put resilience on here because this team has been through a lot together in the past, and we're still here. There are those that have been here much longer than me. Obviously, Caligon Calthea, Buckus LK Zitty, Maza has been here much longer. Vex has been here much longer. Dirt, even longer than me, and they've seen things. I don't want to leave anybody out, but those are some of the people that jump to mind right away. They've seen this team come from someplace and go to someplace, and they've not only adapted to that, but then they've also, you know, helped out along the way, and that's been really cool to see. And that's a big part of at least my emphasis as a leader. You know, as you're pushing a team and trying to achieve more, there's a lot of temptation there to over recruit and recruit out some of your core players. But my goal has always been to, you know, continue to develop those that are here and those that are willing to be here, and take everybody along with us for the ride. So it's been really cool to see that we've actually had some success there. So that's part of who we are. Something that I put up here as far as like selling points for our guild and some things that make us unique. Friendly environment. I mean this in not just like the way that we're like not super like cutthroat and dicks to one another because, you know, mistakes were made. We like to see growth, but also just because we are a group of friends. Like LK and I, we've known each other for, God, I was looking at it. Okay, 16 plus years.
That's a long time.
Almost 17 years.
Yeah, we've known each other a long time.
Buckus, yeah, 14, 15 years. You know, Swabbles, Kalidai, I've known them for forever as well. And then I've been in this guild with this team, knowing most of these people for 6+, working on 7 years now. So, and these guys have been here for me through some tough times in my life, through some of they've celebrated with me through some of the cool things in my life. And that's just an opportunity. You know, if that's not your vibe and you're just here to smash some bosses and hang out, that's all good. But I'm just saying that that's something that is here and is a possibility. And that means a lot to me. It's really cool to see that. As far as respective time is concerned, we start on time every raid night sharply at 7 o'clock. We do not do anything differently. And similarly, I do not hold you guys anything past raid time. We stop sharply at 10 o'clock, and we do not add any raid days ever in terms of like trying to raid overtime. It's close. We might get it. If we don't get it in time, we don't get it in time. We didn't do well enough, right? So, and the reason that we do that is so that you can balance, you know, with your life. You know exactly what to expect from being on the team and the commitment that you committed to. And so that respect goes both ways, and we're able to be pretty efficient with our time and also balance a life, you know, whether or not we have a career, other ambitions, family, whatever. A lot of us are able to raid at a high level and also balance those things too, and that's something that's really important to us. So those are some things that you can expect from us. As far as expectations from you, commitment is a big part of it. There's nothing gained in WoW without some level of commitment, but being committed to this goal, right, and seeing it through to the very end is part of what we expect from you as a raider on this team. I put on here as well individual study, not only like knowing, you know, what spec you should be running for bosses, right? That's maybe the very beginning of preparation and individual study, but knowing about the bosses, knowing, you know, paying attention during PTRU and using some of your resources, which we'll talk about a little bit later, to know about the bosses beforehand so we can take advantage of that precious time, as we talked about, is there. And then punctuality as well, right? Being a part of, you know, a raid that respects your time, you also need to respect the raid's time. If you are 3 minutes late, you're actually an hour late, right? Because everybody's been waiting for you. So we want to make sure that we're doing whatever we can during raid time to protect that time. Life happens, right? Of course, let me know, communicate, we'll work around it. But in general, try to protect that time as much as possible. It's sacred because it's not only yours, but everybody else's. Cool. We do have raid minimums. This isn't going to really be applicable because we're going to be playing the crap out of this game over the next 2-3 weeks. But as things die down and you start to get geared, either you can choose to do, you know, you're fully geared. You can choose to do 112 of M+ a week as a minimum, or complete the Thursday raid on your main. Either or will contribute to that minimum. Just keep that in your mind as things go down towards the end of the tier. And this is because it just keeps your brain active, your fingers active. You check your consumables, you check your gear, you just check in with the game. And we're not raid logging too hard, so that when we log into raid, we don't have, like, you know, several pulls to try and shake the rust off. This is what we're hoping to mitigate, and also just keep the team active and the community active throughout the week is the hope there. Thursdays are completely optional though, as we move later into the tier, especially early on. Highly encouraged. I wouldn't miss Thursdays early on, but after like 3 or 4 weeks, it moves to being completely optional, and you can show up or not show up if you're vibing with it or not. It's up to you. And then you can just do the 1M+ a week. So that is next month when you're thinking about that's what that is. So just to be aware. Let's just introduce our officer team. I've been talking a bunch already, but just to give you a little bit about me, I am an idiot. I I love this team a ton, but other than like loving this team and loving what I do on it, I am an uncle to some super sweet nieces and nephews who I think are the coolest. I'm also interested in hiking and food and that sort of thing, so hit me up if you want to chat about those types of things. I'd be more than happy to do that. My background is in music education, although I have a professional background in managing Starbucks, and now I tripped and fell, and I'm working in AI, so who knows where life will take you. But yep, that is me. Buckus, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah. Johnny Buckus. All that name. Been on the squad forever, and all the guys. I work at Costco. I do HR, 8 degrees in HR and supply chain. So I've done retail and HR. Live in Texas, proud Texan, big travel guy. Been all over the world. Take like a month-long vacation here. As far as raid stuff goes, I am on Loot Council with my boys Ziddy and LK and Bana. And then I also big on like add-on support stuff. It'll be a little different this time because we're not using the auto update or BART stuff, and the way add-ons are going to be, it'll be a little different. But I'm always here to help you guys out with setting any of that stuff up. I also do all the logging and all that fun stuff, and most of the consumable things. So if you need ever help with logs, looking over logs, analyzing logs, hit me up. I can help you out. I'm also going to be the guy that tattles if you're not up to your raid minimums earlier in the week this season, helping out core. Something else we're going to be using is there's some new tools for analyzing your performance with video that syncs it up with the log that I'm going to be running, and anyone else that wants to run them, we can like set it up as like a guild squad thing, which might be cool. So we'll talk about that more as the raid comes, and if people want to set up all that stuff. But that's all I can think of here.
Cool.
And is there a slide for me to talk more about loot stuff later? Are we gonna do that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
We'll get in more specifics here
Yeah,
later, so you're
I'll do that
perfect. Cool. LK, did you want to say a piece?
Yeah, I'm LK or Ryan, whatever. I do recruitment and player alignment. Player alignment is basically just like, you have questions, you want to get things answered, or something's pissing you off or whatever. Like, I'm generally the one that's around to talk to about it, and I will get whatever answers you need, or I'll try to at least. And I'm also on the Loot Council. Fuck my life. Other than that, like I'm really the guy that's like, I'm in the Discord all the time. So if you need to talk or whatever, need to get something answered for raid or whatever, I'm generally a guy.
Agreed. Cool. Ziddy is not here. I'll just go ahead and say that Ziddy has been helping out a bunch in terms of helping players if they're having trouble with like analyzing logs and getting their throughput up to snuff. So definitely lean on Ziddy if you need that. He is there to help you out. He's not there to like tattle or rat you out. He's there to help increase performance and bring you along. Should you need that, there's just so many things that go into playing a spec at a high level and playing a boss at a high level that maybe having an extra set of eyes on it could be helpful. So he's there for that, as well as Loot Council. And the reason that he does that as well is because he plays a lot of different classes at a pretty high level. He's passionate about the game and tries out a bunch of different things. So he's kind of able to speak to more specs than most of us can at the level that he can. So definitely utilize him and be on the lookout for him. He's at a doctor's appointment right now, but he sends his regards. Caligon, are you able to introduce yourself as well?
Yep. We're home now.
Okay, cool.
Yep, I'm the GM, started this guild. Core runs most of the show. Let's see, I pass out loot this tier. That's a new one. I have bag space. People who know me, that's a surprise, but I do. So that'll take a little bit off of Buckus's plate because he was doing Loot Council and passing it out. I'm gonna also run RBGs starting roughly maybe right away, maybe the second or third week, kind of as there's interest. And the goal is, if you want, we're just trying to get people 1800. We're not trying to be top. We want everybody at 1800. That's the appearance. Think it'd be fun. Probably happen on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. If you have a preference for one of those days, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna pick whichever one works for me, and then we'll do that at least for a couple weeks at the beginning of the tier. Get people 1800. It's a lot of fun. I've been here forever, and if you have a problem with the officers, I'm a good person to talk to. If LK pisses you off, you can't talk to LK about it. If anybody else pisses you off, tell LK. If LK pisses you off, you can tell me. Yeah.
We do tend to piss people off.
Nah, LK is a nice guy. Nobody's ever had problems with him.
Also,
But just in case.
Caligon's a big resource. Just a heads up, we probably will be heading into Thursday with a 30-man raid, which is a huge drag on rigs. So if you're looking to optimize your computer's performance while still having it not look like crap, Caligon's actually a huge resource for that. He plays around with and understands a lot of the settings and graphics and that sort of thing. So if you need any help with that, he'd be happy to talk to you about that. He has more to say about that than you probably want to hear.
But we'll get you running.
So ask him in a private channel.
He can get you running smooth. So yep. Cool. So those are our officers. Moving on. I'm gonna actually delete this so it doesn't mess up my formatting here. So disregard on the roster these colors, because unfortunately I don't want to flashbang you guys, so I want to keep it on dark mode. If I move it off of dark mode, you can see the colors of classes a little bit better, but this is what I have in next boss discussion as well, if you're interested in seeing those class colors. What I want you to take away from this is not exactly what our comp is, more in that like what our roster looks like, which I have 22 on the main roster. We actually have more backups this tier than ever before, but I just don't want you to be confused when we are looking at having 30-man raids on Thursday. That doesn't mean that like we have way too many players, because a lot of these players can't play like reliably right now because of IRL stuff, and they're getting that resolved, or they have a conflict on like either Monday or Sunday nights, so they can't fully commit, but they want to be there to help out for the nights that they can. So that's there, but having like 22 players that are fully committed and available every night is pretty tight, actually. And I've been saying this for a while, but I just don't want you guys to be surprised. So, what I'm hoping for from you guys, again, life happens, but reliability is going to be massive this year for that reason, so that we can move on and plan a good roster. But also, like, because of the way that raid lockouts are going to work later in the tier, if we post a roster and like, let's say you're not on it for prog or whatever, and you want to, pug a boss like over the weekend because like it has a good piece of loot for you, there's some freedom to do that because of the way that lockouts work in different raids and stuff, and we can talk about that more specifically down the line. But if you can imagine like our backups getting saved because they're not on for prog, and then you are on for prog, and then you're not reliable, then all of a sudden now we don't have backups and we don't have you. So that level of reliability and communication is going to be it's always key, but it's going to be more key this tier than it's been in the past to our success. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. We are looking pretty dang strong though, so I'm really excited to see what we do. I'm liking our comp. I'm liking the people. I'm loving to see some of our new recruits are looking really strong. So there's definitely a lot of hope, but me being the planner and the roster guy, I'm also a little worried about some traffic jams ahead, because we won't have the same resources that we're used to having for like the past couple tiers. So just a heads up, that's where we're at with that. Moving on, I did want to toss the floor over to some of those new recruits that I alluded to. So if we could start from top to bottom, Ash, would you be willing to say a little bit about yourself? Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Ash. I've been playing WoW since Burning Crusade, I've gotten CE a few times with different raid teams. I'm a gamer at heart. I've worked in the game industry for 11 years, and I currently live in New York.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And I'm a resto druid, only a resto druid.
Housing extraordinaire. These are
Made
housing.
a cool
And a new
add-on.
housing main.
Made a fucking
Yeah.
sick farming add-on.
Oh, that
So
add-on
Oh,
if
yeah.
is
we
so
need
good.
someone, so if we need someone to hunt down Mazza, we know who to call.
Shoot.
In the neighborhood?
He's in Jersey.
Wait, Ash, where are you?
Oh, very far upstate.
Oh,
Like
fuck,
north
that's
of
not New
Albany.
York. So it's Canada. Okay, you're in
Dude, my
Canada.
dad lives in
Almost.
Albany.
You're not.
Oh.
He's not hunting me down. No way.
Yeah.
I'm too far.
We're pretty close to Albany, so if you're ever
I'm
visiting, let us know.
if I'm ever in Canada, yes.
Oh, something I'll throw out. Ash is a community manager for the Wisdom housing community. So if you want a particular thing
Endeavor.
picked, you can talk to her. Like Endeavor picked, you can talk to her.
Whatever it's
And if
called.
you're into housing, you know what that means. And if you're not, don't worry about it.
There's housing in this game.
Yes, and you're gonna get into it eventually, Mazza. But please talk to me if you guys have any
Yeah,
housing
Mazza,
questions
your house
whatsoever.
is a graveyard.
I decorated my house. Thank you.
Okay.
Bachelor.
Sweet, that was perfect. Thank you, Ash. Chris, would you be willing to hop on the mic, use your real voice, and say something?
Hi, nerds. Yep, I've raided with probably half the guild, half of the people who are currently raiding, maybe a little more. I'm sitting 4 feet from Ash, so if I fuck up or she fucks up, you can hit the other one, tell us no. I'm playing a dragon. I'll probably rescue you into fire and do a lot of M+. Me and Ash both worked on video games, and now, like she said, we live in the forest. We're making our own little video game. Worked at EA and Riot. It's like Command and Conquer, and then League of Legends, some other Riot stuff. But, yeah, I'm doing plus.
Hell
Risk has
yeah.
raided with Wisdom officially before too.
Yep.
I think Ash has unofficially. I
Not
He
guess.
was on
officially.
Thursdays.
Just a filler.
I'm just been a
Prince fan
friend.
Thursday.
But Risk was officially on rosters before.
Dude,
just-
Ash was also on a Race to Bottom World Last Max stream.
Keeping.
I was undercover raid leader, and it was like
Undercover-
week
oh, no,
one
yeah,
of
my bad,
Dragonflight.
That was so dope.
World last, so rude.
That was
That's
so
what I mean. We
cool.
were part of
That's
Race to World
all.
Last. It's so sick to watch. So
Uh,
good.
cool. Moving on. Z's, did you want to?
Sure. I'm Z. It's not ZZ, but it's Z.
Oh,
That's what I
just
go
Z.
by.
Okay.
Yeah. I met Kyle Lagon today. We got wet.
Oh,
LA?
We were on Splash Mountain. Just clarification.
I've played
Thank
WoW
you for clarifying.
since I was a kid. I've like Kyle Lagon. I've been multi-rank 1. I think more in like the recent expansions.
He's the not washed up gladiator. He's the actual.
Yeah, I still sell Gladiator. I've been in Fameslayer Guild since Legion, since I can remember. I was a part of the original Limit before it split. So if you need help with logs or any type of tools, I'll be sure to link them. I don't know. Yeah, I love the game, and you know, I'm here to vibe. I'm retired.
Hell yeah, dude.
So-
That's
Hell
what we
yeah.
say. This is like
I'm-
the serious
man fire.
rating retirement home.
Yeah, I'm just retired. I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
So-
welcome, dude. Welcome.
I like to multi-class, so yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dude.
Welcome, man. Okay. Croaky, did you want to hop on the mic and say a couple things?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Croaky. I've been playing since about Legion. So as soon as Demon Hunter came out, I've been playing Demon Hunter since day one because that was when I first started. I raided with a lot of the guys here in Legion. Calagon, Calthea are my cousins, so I've been getting a lot of help from them. They got
Sorry
me
about
into it.
that. Sorry about that.
He's Kelthea's cousin. You don't have to be sorry about that.
Yeah, well,
Oh, okay, okay.
Well,
Has a lot of slow, rough go.
He's in my phone as Kelthea's cool cousin. Just saying.
Oh. It's alliteration.
got more time on my hands, so I've been playing a lot. I'm going to be playing a lot more this season. I took a little break for a while there, but going to be getting back into it, and happy to be here.
Awesome. Happy to have you, man. Excited to see what you do with the team. Welcome, welcome. Lim, are you here? Did you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes, I am. I'm a 17-year-old junior in high school who
A
I
little buddy.
pl-
dude.
yep. I'm taking AP and concurrent courses, and Croaky was doing this, and then it seemed like fun, so I'm joining him and doing the rating and stuff. I mostly have been playing Overwatch and doing it for esports due to getting first in state last semester and currently undefeated this semester. The last time I played WoW was like doing Mythic Dungeons with my family during Battle for Azeroth or Legion. I can't remember. So I haven't played for a while, so I'm kind of returning to the game. This will be my first time ever raiding.
Awesome. So you're a little less experienced than some of us here, but our goal with you being here is to just welcome you into the world of raiding, show you how much fun it can be. Hopefully, you catch the bug and tell your friends to play the game and raid with you, and maybe usher in a future generation for this game, as we need it. We need fresh blood. So. You are most welcome here, sir, and definitely ask us questions. We want to help out, and yeah, don't worry too much about it. We'll just have fun and see what you're capable of. It'll be fun.
Croaky and Ash, you guys were playing Ash as a Singularity before it shut down, right? And also competitive Marvel Rivals.
Yes, I did play competitive Marvel Rivals.
Cool. With Croaky. That's the connection in case people are wondering.
Yes.
Cool.
We had played like a couple of like in-game stuff for a previous group. Also, how did you guys decide on like the little emoji pictures you put at the side of people's names here?
I don't know. I just did it off of vibes for the most part.
You're going to med school and you like rabbits.
Yep.
No,
Or-
I'm
Is that not
studying to be
accurate?
an environmental science. The only thing I can think of the rabbit for is I play a bunch of Diva and Overwatch.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, he
That's
did that deep
probably why.
research.
That's probably it.
Your
Rabbits
Discord
exist in the
picture has
environment.
money on it.
They are indeed a part of the environment.
Yep.
So
And the blue like squishy thing, that's spinning cranking.
Yeah, dude. It's a monk ability.
Wow.
Thanks, Europe. Yeah, absolutely.
Deep
That was it.
Yeah.
Deep lore, Yerful. I like it.
That's
This is your
the
channel.
vibes. I'm the vibe translator.
So
Once we saw the plant-based drops,
moving forward,
fucking Yerful's time to shine.
in the same spirit as Chris, even though Chris has raided with us before, I just wanted him to introduce himself a little bit because we have some new people. Blast is similar. He hasn't raided with us in a while. That's his character name. This tier is going to be Snow Fallen. He is he's a super goopy goober. Love the guy. He'll give it to you straight shooter. So if you see him around, that's who that is. He's just going to be catching the recording. So
Texas.
Yep, he's also on the team. So those are our new players. I could not be more excited about that. It's really cool to see new people join up. We welcome you. We need you, and it's going to be great. So let's rock and roll. Moving on, Buckus. I think this is it. Let's talk a little bit about loot. This is what I had up, but if you just want to talk a little bit about loot and how we handle it as a team, just so that people know for transparency, that would be good.
Okay, loot stuff. It's basically a council. Between I forgot Dirt's on the squads. So there's gonna be 5 of us, especially with LK and City if they have their commitment that they can't make all the raids. We'll have enough people, so it won't be just me and one other person picking loot. We do loot council for like what's best for the squad, but not to the point where other people don't get gear. So we try to keep things pretty balanced, as well as we can. Mainly with like the trinkets, the weapons, the rare jewelry, stuff like that, like the big like goal items. We kind of take several things into consideration. Try to not be like a loot whore and want everything, because that puts a bad taste in everyone's mouth. The big time, like everyone knows, for loot is gonna be the first like 2 to 3 weeks, just because it's all precious to all of us and we all need stuff. With the changes to tier tokens this expansion, Once you get your 4-piece, you can unlock catalyst charges from like personal content, so from keys and raid drops and stuff like that. So now more than ever, we're just gonna try to get everybody that 4-piece as fast as possible. LFR works for it as well, so definitely make sure you guys are doing your LFR as it becomes available to try to get some tokens on there. We do prio the main squad for the tier, and for these like goal items. That doesn't mean it's impossible for you to get them. It probably won't be in the first couple weeks. There's gonna be some weird stuff with loot because the way the lockouts are this expansion. The one boss raid, I know there's a trinket that a lot of people want. We kind of talked a little bit about it. We're gonna try to get everybody's feelers out, see how hard it is, and possibly do like smaller alti kind of groups for those, so we can try to get trinkets on mains. If enough people have multiple characters, that would be sick. Which I think we should be able to do because gearing doesn't seem that hard for Altos expansion. But that's a kind of a TBD situation. So we're not stuck grinding out like heroic clears for one item. It'll be a lot faster, I think, just try to get one item with one boss instead of doing like everything for the Galliwix ring and all that jazz. So we'll see how that goes. If you ever are unsure about loot stuff, just hit us up. Try to be as transparent as possible. I like it if people do it in like a Discord channel so everybody can see what's going on. I am not a fan of backdoor conversations. I'd rather have it just be out in the open, and it's fine. That way it can be critiqued and audited and whatever. But yeah, just sometimes we'll screw up. We try not to. We're doing it as fast as possible so that we're not like sitting around for 20 minutes talking about loot, handing out loot. But if you have any questions or feel like we made a bad decision or something like that, please bring it up, and then we'll happily talk to you. You can ask me personally or just any of the loot guys. Yeah, so hopefully we don't need big loot drama stuff. Most of you guys will realize you're gonna get everything you want eventually anyway. Loot's not the end of the world. Having fun, killing stuff. So
Isn't there bad luck protection too? Like they're doing the.
that's gonna be on the 0.5 patch. It looks like where you can like target items and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just know like before the end of the tier, you're gonna be able to pick out the specific item you want. So if you have bad luck or we don't get a one drop, you're gonna be able to get it by the time we get to the last boss. So would not stress too much about it.
Are we using the Droptimizer again this time?
I'm gonna look at there's some other like integration stuff. So it's kind of worthless for the first couple weeks anyway, just because everyone's gear is gonna suck. I'll kind of look and see what the tools are doing after we get like the first week of Mythic Plus, I think, because before that our gear is all just gonna be bad and going to be kind of
right
RNG dropped. But yeah, we'll definitely look at that as we go into Mythic Prog. But for the normal and heroic, it'll be less of a focus. And then I'll put instructions on how to do all that stuff later as well.
Yeah, ever since loot has moved into this like master loot style instead of personal loot, it's been a bit of a challenge for guilds to figure out. I think I'm really happy with the way that our loot council has done stuff, and I think we distribute loot really well. And we try to do it as fairly to keep as many people involved as possible. But that being said, it is an impossible scenario to be in because any loot structure that we pick, somebody is going to have a problem with it. There's just no one that everybody's happy with at all times. So just have some patience is all I would say for our loot council. They're doing it as a service to the guild, not as a service to themselves. They would all much rather not be doing it. And so, but they're trying to help us out and get the loot to the places that are going to be, best for the team overall in the long term. So that's all I would say about that. Cool. I'm going to just keep it moving here. We will have some time for questions and stuff at the end if you have any. That's all good. So as far as focuses, I talked about this a little bit earlier, but accountability and ownership is something that's pretty ongoing. So number one in that is being willing to, during raid, voicing fault. It's totally fine to make a mistake. It's not okay to like hide and like not say anything about it because you're like trying to like dodge having fault for some reason. Nobody here cares like that you made a mistake. What we do care is that you know what's going on and that you're willing to work on it and fix it. So this is part of that sort of 3-step problem thing. I linked like a video for Boggs. This is basically the same thing, and I've had it in here since last year. But it's a practice, right? Being able to say like, hey, I messed that up. I think I need to do XYZ, and then, you know, check in with it. Is that helping, or do I need to ask for help with it because it doesn't seem like it's working and I'm not sure what to do next or whatever. But we're here to problem solve, right? Like raiding at a high level is all about figuring it out, problem solving, and we can do that together as a team. But it has to be something that you're willing to do as an individual as well throughout. And then I put M+ on here as well. This is something that, you know, sometimes is a bit controversial because we are a rating focused guild. However, you know, in your off time, pushing M+, we all are in agreement in terms of the leadership here that it's important to play your character at a high level. They are two different game modes between M+ and raid, but there's enough crossover that pushing M+ is a great way to test your skills and hone your skills, and, you know, start getting hit like as hard as a, you know, mythic end boss is going to hit you, and get punished like as hard as mythic end bosses start to punish you as M+ scales up. So it's a great way to, you know, get some reps in when, you know, we're not raiding all the time. You can't be raiding all the time. So it's a great way to do that. So I'll be checking in on that. And just hopefully everybody's trying to push themselves to, you know, whatever limits they're able to do. Typically each season it's about like a 15 to a 17 or so where stuff starts to hit hard enough and push you to a similar level of like a mythic end boss. So like 15 to 17 range should be something that we should all be looking to do a little bit of. Cool. Some changes that we're making this tier, some of them have been alluded to. So spoilers, Dirt is been added to the Loot Council to add some more transparency and get somebody else like other than officers on the Loot Council, and he's agreed to do that. So that'll be cool to see him doing that. Thank you, Dirt. Like I was saying earlier, we're shooting for a world rank, like top 1,100-ish area, 23rd on the server. So that has been added to this tier. Buckus is going to be doing raid minimums, as he says, tattling on you if you're not doing them. This would make you not eligible to raid the following week if you skip a week or whatever. Obviously, if you're out of town or whatever, let us know. It's all good. But if you just didn't do it because you didn't want to, then that's not acceptable, unfortunately. We are going to have all of the officers proofreading rosters. In the past, I've just kind of been doing it and posting it as a unilateral force, but all the officers want to be involved, and I think they should be involved. So my commitment to you guys is that rosters are posted on Friday night at the very latest, so that you know what to expect in terms of what you're needed for going into the weekend, so you can plan your weekend. And so I try to plan that ahead. So officers are going to help me out. Typically we try to take as much information as we can after seeing how people are performing on Thursday night, and then form a good plan and roster for the weekend after that. So that's why it typically lands on Fridays, because we have some more information to work with on Thursday. Mink has graciously offered to step up and help out with recruiting. This is something that's always ongoing with raids, but Mink has some experience doing that, and he enjoys doing that. He's been talking with some people already, and that's really helpful. Any more eyes and ears that we can get on recruiting is always great for us as a team. So we need that. Caligon also mentioned a RBG push 1800. We'd like to do this after we're like not as focused on gearing an M+ as much, so probably expect this like 2 to 3 weeks like after M+ has released, so that we can, you know, not take away from the focus with this, but also keep, you know, activity going in the guild. It could be a fun thing to do, so we're going to try that out. Also this tier I'm committed to.
I want to jump in for 1 second. I am going to run RBGs on Tuesday this week because there's no Mythic Plus, but RBGs are open.
Yeah, I think there's some decent gear to get from that, isn't there? I think like
there
some,
is.
You can also get your catalyst charge.
Tuesday,
You get 1600.
this Tuesday, 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. California time, so raid time. I will start RBGs.
Okay, cool.
10 people. So first 10 people that message me get a spot, and we'll try to rotate people in as we can. but it's just going to be first come, first serve. Send me a message to reserve a spot in Discord starting now.
Starting now. Okay, maybe not during the meeting. After the meeting would be
Starting
great.
after the meeting.
Thank you.
Fine.
All right, so and then I've committed to have individual meetings with everybody throughout the tier. The way that this is probably going to look is I'm going to start this like after we're done with AOTC and we start moving into Mythic and we start making some rosters and some decisions around rosters. I want to check in with you guys. The point of this being really is just an opportunity for you to see where my head's at explicitly, and then as I'm, making the rosters, how I think you're doing, and then also give you an opportunity to say how it's going for you and see if there's like any problem solving and that sort of thing that we need to do. I'm at least going to do it there. If it goes really well and the scheduling's not too much of a nightmare, then I might do another one like mid tier and then another one at the end of the tier, but we'll see how it goes. I'm at least committed to doing that first one, and then we'll check and adjust from there. But that's something that you can expect from me to post and try and get everybody scheduled to at least meet with me for, I don't know, like 15 minutes or something a piece, and we'll just check in. So that's something that's changing. Those are all the changes this tier.
One other thing to add.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I don't know if we're gonna have a spot. As far as like tools, Eric had mentioned like the drop optimizer thing. So there's a new tool that we're gonna be utilizing that Core has set up, but the whole guild can join in. For his raid cooldown thing on the Zero raid cooldown, there's actually the ability for all of us to you can view fights and it'll show you like a heat map of where other people of your spec use their cooldowns and stuff. You can kind of see where yours are and where you're using them. It's like a cool new tool that people can use. There's also a good way on there to kind of put preference stuff on there. So I don't know if we want to do that, but I recommend everybody kind of like check it out. I think Core has a link in the healer channel, but we can put it in a main channel. But you can like sort the loot by boss, kind of see where everybody's feeling, what gear they really want to go for. You can import your sims, you can do all that stuff on that one thing. It's got lots of cool stuff. It's a good way to like view the roster, kind of like our wisdom spreadsheet thing that we have, but it's like a prettier version. And has some more utilities. I know some of you guys are nerds like me and like looking at different like data views and things like that. But it shows everybody's item level, their keys, who's the top raider in the like Mythic Plus in the guild, all that stuff, top item level. Lots of cool stuff on there. It's worth checking out to kind of see how it goes. If people want to. But
I'll go over that here in a second when we go over some resources. That's a good call. Yeah, we can definitely lean into using that since we're invested in that tool. Okay, so those are some of the changes, at least the ones that we have announced so far and are planning. So there you go. As far as this tier consumables, definitely make sure to have some health potions available. These things hit like almost a lay on hands and like fully top you. So these are going to be sick going into raid. Definitely have these in your bags and key bound. I don't think that the top quality is necessary for like, especially this week, for like 10 to 20 times the price, just to get like, 50k more health, but get the low quality ones for sure. And then similarly, we're going to be providing DPS pots for you guys during the raid, pretty much without fail. However, for your own M+ runs and your own runs, these are insane. I think these are some of the most insane DPS pots ever. So don't miss out on these in terms of like for your M+ runs and your farming and stuff. Definitely get these and start using these as soon as possible. Other than that, for those of you that haven't raided with us or raided like at a high level as well, it's important that you have this item. Make sure you all get a yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna say the DPS potions are pretty cheap to make. So don't worry about it. Just if you get some materials, me, Buckus, or Kaladai can make it for you.
Okay.
Cauldrons are cheap too.
Yeah, cauldrons are not bad.
That's
I
wonderful
can
to
also
hear.
make mana oil for weapons.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got all kinds of resources in the guild for that. Good shout. So yeah, what I was saying there, Gateway Control Shard, make sure you pick one up. There's a lot of different places to get these from, but in the new capital city, they're in this crafting area. This person, Zala Regents, has one. Definitely have this, keybind it. We are going to have some strategies where we need to use the gateway, and clicking on it is not good enough. You need to have a keybind for it. When there are 30 people standing around a gateway, you're not going to be able to click on it and not going to be able to do it in time with the precision that is going to be required. So grab one of these. Definitely important.
You
Other
can
than
buy a
that,
bunch of them and put them in the bank. By the way,
why would you want more than one?
just in case someone needs it.
You can trade them to people
Oh, I
too.
see.
Yeah.
I see. It's to help other people out. Well, everybody's going to get their own. Everybody's going to have their own. It'll
Yeah,
be fine.
fire browse.
I literally just went and bought mine the second.
Hey, well done, sir. Okay, so your job is to make this the best damn raid team you possibly can. There's lots of different ways to do that. I talked about everybody's background. We're a super diverse team, right? And that can definitely lead to some frustration because we all come from different places and approach things differently. But in the best of senses, we have a lot of different strengths. So some of you are going to be able to contribute in different ways, and it's all good. We could definitely, use the ways in which you contribute. Some of you are great communicators. Some of you are, really good at vibes, keeping things positive. Some of you are good problem solvers. Some of you are great with numbers,
Some are real passionate.
Some have the pash, so definitely, this is a place where you can definitely utilize your strengths, and we encourage you to, and we encourage you to learn about like what those are and how you can contribute. This is definitely a place to do that. It's not just up to the officers or up to me to make this team great. You basically get to have the team that you want to have here. Be the change you want to see in the raid, and that'll be good. Also, I think it's important to just mention gearing philosophy wise, we run into this a little bit sometimes where people will hold on to their crests or whatever because they're hoping for like this drop, or like, it'd be way more efficient for them to use them later and that sort of thing. In general, I wouldn't worry about that too much because we end up getting capped out on gear like before 2 months before the end of the tier regardless, even if you use your crests inefficiently. So really the goal towards the end of the week is, before we come into raid on Sunday and Monday, you are coming in as powerful as you possibly can be, sending those crests, sending your crafts, that sort of thing. Obviously you need to do that smartly, but don't hold on to anything. Don't leave any power on the table because we could use every little last bit that we can. So yeah, I just want to make sure we get that philosophy out there so that you're aligned with the rest of the team and we're using our juice.
I love juice.
Yeah. Something I also wanted to just list here in terms of our roster, if you're looking to compete for a spot and really want to solidify a spot, here are some of the things that like I really consider as important when I'm building a roster. Number one, like pass fail, you just need to have a decent attitude, right? Have good vibes with the team, be willing to take ownership, that sort of thing. Really, this is the only thing that I've ever kicked anyone from the raid for. It's because they just can't vibe and they can't take ownership of their own personal issues, and it happens very rarely, but every once in a while there's just somebody that it's always somebody else's fault, it's never my fault. And that just brings the whole team down. It's toxic, so it's got to go. So that's definitely something I consider at the top. Composition is a big one as well. We need to cover the buffs in terms of bringing as much as we can to especially mythic encounters, having the appropriate melee and range balance, and the utility that the fight needs, or if there's like a damage niche where like you're particularly good at like spread cleave or single target or whatever the fight needs, that'll be something that I consider as well. I have on here as well as a category responsiveness. So if you are responding to my leadership, which I emphasize all the time, raid preparation, learning about bosses, that sort of thing, if you're obviously doing that, if you're following strategies, if it's called to soak and you soak or you don't soak, that's the part of your responsiveness, right? Or are you swapping to the priority ad and getting off the boss and that sort of thing? those are big things that I consider to be the top 3 when I'm trying to build a strong raid for Prague. And then I start looking at effort as well. So effort can also be, raid preparation as well a bit, but, are you willing to put in some time and build some skill, or put in some time and build relationships in the team, that sort of thing. Oftentimes I'll measure effort by our flashbang, our sort of way of tracking. So this is just our audit, what people are doing. So, are you doing your M+ dungeons, and like how many are you doing? And then also your ratings. So are you doing them at a high level? These things aren't necessarily going to exclude you from being able to raid, but let's say you're competing with somebody for like final spots and all other things are equal. If, somebody's pushing much higher on keys and playing more, that might push you over the edge. So it's definitely something that I consider. So if you're fighting for that spot, it's definitely something to know. And then lastly is throughput, right? It's not very often actually that throughput is super necessary for us on Prague, but we saw it like last phase of Dimensius, where if we were slow on damage or had somebody dead, we had a bunch more mechanics that we needed to do and nasty overlaps. So having some damage and being able to put damage in the right place and utilizing cooldowns at the right spot and getting the most out of those, definitely important at some point. But I did put it more towards the bottom here because for the most part, a lot of these bosses will die of old age if we do the mechanics right. But there are some times where you do need to have the juice ready if the boss requires it. So this is basically the way that I think about it going into it, and I just wanted to have that for you guys there as a bit of a resource, so how I start to think about rosters, especially early on when I'm building mythic compositions. Cool. So before I do this, I just wanted to go over Discord really quick. I think we're pretty balanced between ranged and melee right now, as you were asking there, Vex. I think we're pretty good. We're close enough that I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, so I'm just going to drag the Discord up here. I just want to show you guys just a little bit about what I mean about using the Discord and using it appropriately as a raider. You definitely want to be up on what's going on the Discord. Most of our talk about bosses and stuff is going to be found in next boss discussion. So, more involved that you can be in here and want to talk about bosses, the better. I'm always down to talk about bosses. Earfuls on TV. So this is something that is a resource for you to, and if there's anything that we have in our strats and that sort of thing that doesn't make sense, this is a great place to bring that up, and we can start talking about it as a team together and learn about how come this is unclear. Where I'd like you to start is in this Void Rift March channel right at the top. This is my baby. I put in a ton of time on this channel from start here. This is where some of your resources are. So the audit that I was telling you guys about is right here. You have access to it. You can see, if you're keeping up with the rest of the team and the averages there, or if you are not. We have required add-ons here. We're moving from Method raid tools to Northern Sky raid tools this tier, so just make sure you have bigwigs. Yes, it's important that we all have the same timer add-on just so that we're talking the same language and we don't have any weird compatibility issues. So grab bigwigs. RC Loot Council will be how we handle loot, so if you don't have RC Loot Council you cannot get loot, so make sure you download that one as well, and there are links here as well for you. There is the healer sheet and invites to the healer sheet. I'm putting that as healer sheet right now, but it is actually, we can utilize it for, there's a bunch of utility on there for loot, as well as for like, yeah, Buckus was saying heat maps for like where people use cooldowns and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of resource there. So start here is there, and then each boss is broken down by channel. This is something that Cavil actually started way back in the day, and we've just been keeping it going because it's really important and has been helpful to us. So let's say I click on boss number 1 here, which is Imperator Aversion. It has for you on here something that I'm launching this tier, which is Cheat Sheet, which has like, you know, where is lust, what is the damage profile, and then just a little quick thing. So the idea of this is to remind you as you've done your prep, right? It's not to it's not to be substituted for prep, but you've done your prep, so you know about this boss, but we're walking up to it. You can pull this up real quick and be like, oh yeah, I remember. Okay, this is the one where DPS switched to that big ad or whatever, right? It's on here. So that's the point of that. I also have a quick video reference here. It's linked 19 seconds in past the ad so that it starts you right on time. The whole goal of this channel is to save you time in your preparation, so you can really quickly prepare for a boss in, you know, 5 to 10 minutes. I watch all the guides. I watch hours and hours of guides on everything, and I try to distill it and give you one video that I think is the best and will get you the most information. So I'd like us all to come to this one spot so that we can be on the same page. I also have, you know, the raid plans down here, the slides, if the visuals are helpful to you that way, so you can understand. Basically, the video is more like it's like introducing the mechanics and what they look like and how they work, and then these slides will be like our plan, exactly like how we are going to do it. Is a way to look at it. So it gets that. If you have other things that you like to do for preparation, by all means, like, do those things, but make sure it's rooted in this here. So it's not, you're not following like somebody else's strat that we didn't plan on doing, right? Because then you're not on the same page with us, and so that defeats the purpose. So start here. So those are all here. Each boss has their own. So in your preparation, I know we did PTRU, and that's definitely helpful, but you may want to review this real quick. And there are some quick videos here for you to do that before we are pulling bosses here on Thursday. Other than that, there's a raid rosters channel. You can see how I've posted it in the past, but these are what you can see. I have a little bit of a explanation as to our roster, as well as exactly what our roster is going to be per boss. So you can see what like a re-clear looks like for us. And, you know, we're swapping some people in and out. And then we have like our prog boss and to be determined for the last boss here. So you can see how we've done that in the past, but I've posted this pretty much either Thursday night or Friday night without fail every week, just out of respect for you guys, so you know what to plan for going into the weekend. Other than that, we do have there's is this one public, Buckus? Yeah, this one is, so you can talk about loot stuff here. If there are, you know, are any issues and that sort of thing, definitely you know, let's talk about it here in a public forum, just to get everything out in the open and try to be as transparent with the decisions that we've made as possible, just so that you guys know where we're at. If there happens to be any frustration, there probably won't be, though. It's just going to be great. But just in case there is, this would be a place to do it. Or we could talk about, you know, maximizing it, or, you know, any sort of feedback. It's all good here. So that's there. Also, goals and recognition. This is one that's big on my heart. Definitely something that you guys can utilize throughout the tier. You see anything that you think is really good behavior or good things that the team is doing as a whole, shout it out. Call it out here. This is a great place to, we meme on each other and talk each other down quite a bit, but it's really good to also have a place where we're genuinely positive about the cool things that we're seeing that happen week over week. So that's there. Obviously there are other channels in the Discord, but those are the ones that you definitely want to familiarize yourself with it and root your communication here as much as possible, so that we're good. Yerple's about to be on TV again. Okay, so that is that. As far as for a checklist, everybody, other than going to the 2 PTRUs and coming to this orientation, the final thing that is required for you to join the raid is to make a personal goal. you are going to make your goal, drop it in the goals and recognition channel for what you would like to accomplish this tier personally. It's just good for us to kind of learn about each other that way, and also this a little bit of accountability for you to voice your goal of what you'd like to do. So before raid on Thursday this week, I would take some time, make sure to drop that goal. Maybe by tomorrow would be a great timeline for you to do that. I'm gonna go ahead. I had mine typed up earlier. Yerpal has his already dropped, so you've got like a couple of examples. I'm gonna put it in here. With Yerpal's, I would put like whatever and a check on it, and then I would pin his message so that he has this to refer to for the rest of the tier. Something to check back in on. So everybody needs to do that in the raid. So that's your checklist. Other than that, make sure to get your guy ready with whatever content that you can do this week and next week. Be as strong as we can be going into raid. Use that raid time as well as we can. Review our raid plans, Void Rift March. Bury any hatchets you may have. This is a new team, a new tier. Let's start off well. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. First of all, don't do that. Don't drink poison. Second of all, you don't have any enemies here, so don't have any resentment towards your team. We're all one team trying to do the same thing together, so it's all good. Does anybody have any questions? I tried to keep that under an hour, but it went a little over. I've been yapping. Power yapping.
I'm missing talking.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment about when we mess up and we're saying, oh yeah, I messed up, I need to do this better. Let's be a little bit gracious toward the person who is admitting wrongdoing instead of jumping down someone's throat and be like, yeah, you're terrible. Understand that it takes humility to do that, and people are less likely to admit their faults if they think they're going to get shouted at or people getting angry. Yeah. So just for the sake of vibes and overall working as a team,
But
give
also
people
just
the
play good.
freedom to just say, yeah, I messed up, sorry.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, I think I agree, right? And the key there, Thea, is like that human behavior thing, right? You don't want to discourage people from admitting fault. Like that's a good behavior. So jumping down their throat is anti what we want to be doing. So I would agree, definitely.
Dude, Court, your lowercase L looked like a T out of the corner of my left eye. And I was like, what did you write about Thea on your thing?
Also,
cool.
Core, I would like if you didn't copy somebody else's goal. This is just not.
Did I copy someone's? Wait, how did Yerpals get to be mine?
Dude,
What?
I don't know, dude. It looks like you copied me.
What the heck?
Wait, did he edit it or?
Nah.
No edits on mine.
Does anyone got that copy pasta from a few tiers back?
Dude, that's so sick.
What is copy pasta mean?
You don't know?
It's a
copy and paste.
What a coincidence, though, Corey.
Oh, okay.
You see,
You're
It's a play
weirding
on-
me
it's a
out,
play on
dude.
the word.
Boomer lingo, dude.
How did that happen?
Goodness.
Actually,
There's no way to know.
there's no
Dude,
way.
I
Boy,
really
what
didn't
did you
know
do?
the specific
Do
terminology.
you have an internet connection?
Puma's here.
Yeah,
It
but I
has
just
been,
kind of
yeah.
sit and play Overwatch most of the time.
I know.
or
I'm just giving you a hard time. dude,
schoolwork.
Sorry.
I still
Caleb,
need
don't be a bougie.
I don't have many friends at my school.
for
Oh,
PTRU
Got
2.
friends here.
I still need Puma,
I'm here.
Abelard, and Vex. You guys
Avalard's
need,
also here.
you guys need to watch PTRU 2, the second one.
Okay. I
Awesome.
just got back, bro.
Wait, I haven't
Welcome
missed
back.
one.
I'm
What-
just saying.
I haven't-
I'm
Get to
just saying.
watching.
I still need
That's
you
your
to.
birthday, man.
I haven't
Get
missed
to work.
Break
Have
at
I?
work.
I've been to every single one. What do
I
you mean? I
said,
haven't watched one?
welcome back. Get to work.
Get to work.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, I'm still
Don't have
recording.
vacation.